Hello and welcome to a game of Dota 2. You are watching Star Ladder. It is the Star Series. We are watching Season 7. It is Day 7 and game number 3 of today of 5 games in total. We have Quantic taking on Poseidon, and these two teams will fight over 1 point. Of course, for Quantic we have, just to go over lineup before doing anything else, we have Fucking Mad and Shroxcast, the official 2 for Quantic, and we have Robocop, which is Fada, and Mania and Miguel, as they have been playing for this in this lineup as well on Tuesday. So I think a lot of people are familiar with that. And of course, I will not be by myself. I am joined by Vikrmont. Vikrmont, welcome back.
Good to be back, Shiver. I just cleaned up the massive amount of tea that I spilled like a game or two ago on my desk. That. So yeah, sorry, everything's good now. I haven't damaged any of my electronics. That's so good. I'm excited for this game because this is two pretty interesting teams, right? Two teams that both actually their cores were basically at TI3, but they've both had a lot of restructuring, and this is their current arrangement.
Yeah, I like it. Of course, for people wondering, Poseidon has not been playing under a real tag, but they are complete-ish. We have Illidan, of course, in the drafting seat, Jotum or Medved in the second slot with a goofy icon. Pop is actually Xi, and Tama Wild is a TMW, or Crazy. And Windex is actually also Sakura, the one that we saw in the previous games as well. Of course, the official member of Poseidon is Elite. We haven't seen him in a while though, but seems like, or at least I remember something saying that he is on holiday, and Sakura is actually a Swedish standard they have been using since then. So just to clarify that one. As we have got, in terms of draft, we've seen a lot of familiar faces here. IO, Bat, Band, OD, Abaddon, Band. Darkseer, Visage picked up by Quantic. I think they're going to be fairly happy with those. And a Naga Siren first pick up by Poseidon. No real surprises just yet. The question remains, will we see some of the player heroes that we have seen, like Troll, or Timber, or Centaur, or Elderton, maybe?
We could still see Timber. He's been copying a lot of bans. Both teams can run him effectively here, so it's still an option. The other ones, we'd have to go delve a little bit deeper in the draft before we can really know. None of those heroes, aside from Abaddon, have really made their stamp as first pick status just yet. Abaddon really has become this first stage, first ban hero, simply because he does give you so much muscle early on that his somewhat decreased effectiveness as the game wears on is not as big of a deal. And there's definitely things he does that never go out of fashion, like, you know, removing stuns onto your main carry.
Yeah, that's pretty important tool.
It's pretty
to have.
Decent.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, even in that last game, you just saw how an Abaddon can just win not the whole game, but the gank attempt on Scandal, where they just turned it around and killed 2 people by putting Aphotic Shield on and just charging with Troll, was really, really consequential. So this is a very high-impact hero that I'm not surprised to see banned out. As for the other ones, it's still possible, but it's hard to say this early on because they're not worth... I personally don't think that something like Centaur is worth taking over your Darkseers, Nagas, Weavers of the world.
Yeah, we have indeed Alchemist banned out so far. I kind of... I like Poseidon having Weaver, but I like Weaver more in a dual carry lineup. As oh yeah, I keep forgetting, Quantic Gaming's turn to ban. So official. But
Gaming's turn to pick.
But yeah, I'm kind of thinking which one is still there. We saw Lifestealer in the previous game, and we weren't that impressed with him. And I'm kind of wondering, like, if Poseidon wants to go for him, that's still fine. But I'm not too convinced. On the other side, we still have the Gyrocopter in the pool, and I think if Quantic doesn't pick it up, we're gonna see Poseidon run that.
I think they could very well. They have the Weaver offlane option, Naga Siren, decent combo with Gyro, does let you set up a good good call down. Obviously, 8210, Illidan Stormrage does really like playing that Gyrocopter, so that's an option. I think Lifestealer will be good in this arrangement as well. So I think both heroes still very much options, but Lifestealer definitely not as worth banning as he once was. Like, he used to be first ban status, and I don't think he is that anymore.
Quantic go for the Visage Nyx Assassin combination, so having a nice roaming setup if need be, having a setup that can definitely deal with an aggressive trial lane if it's needed, but just a strong support combination regardless. So far though, leaving all the core still so out of it at least, you know, the 2 last heroes are going to be the one to basically determine the game for Quantic. Poseidon already have one of those in terms of the Weaver, but yeah, interesting for Quantic to see what they're going for, and also interesting that we're having a draft where Timbersaw is not banned, and it's still a possibility for either team to pick him up.
That's true. Timber is still pretty good for either team. I do want to say Quantic, you said that they don't have any cores, but hey, Nyx Assassin, he can... he has been mid before,
Yeah.
and were you watching MLG? Oh, you probably weren't, because it was like 4 a.m. for
It
you.
was, yeah, I was not.
Dude, there was a one-position Nyx Assassin. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life, so that could happen too.
Okay.
Yeah, you sound like you don't believe me.
No. I just got a message from an admin on the sidelines, so I can't really actually say what it was, but yeah,
Oh,
I do
okay.
believe you. But we know Fada, and I think I mean Puck's not banned out, and Fada playing there is
He likes heroes like Puck. He likes Beastmaster.
Yeah.
I don't think he likes Nyx Assassin especially much. So yeah, it's definitely a potential personal thing. But hey, you know, put Sakshka on that one-position mechanism rush Nyx Assassin maxing mana burn first. It's good.
10
It's
seconds
good.
remaining.
It is indeed. We have got Quantic taking their time. We have no, like I said, I predicted a Nyx or a Gyrocopter, but he's not picked nor banned yet.
Reserve time.
Quantic though is gonna give us the first hint of what kind of core they want to be going with here. And they are taking to their bonus time for it as well. So let's see if they're gonna pick up their carry or their mid first.
They do also run one-position Weaver a lot, Poseidon, and C. We don't as typically see him on Weaver, I feel. We did see him on 3-position Naga Siren the other day, so it was like they could run something like Naga Bane X and then Weaver. Or like, for instance, Weaver could solo safe, and they could run Naga Bane X. Also, if Nyx goes mid, Weaver can mid just fine against Nyx Assassin, so there's always Weaver mid for Tame My Wild, which we have seen before. Naga, Bane, X, and then like there's honestly the cool thing about Poseidon's draft is other than the Bane, these heroes are incredibly flexible, and even Bane.
Yeah, I believe we have seen him in mid before. Was
You
a
can.
long
He's
time
actually
ago.
an insanely good mid laner in terms of his laning. The problem is that then you have a Bane that you gave mid lane to, and that usually doesn't pay off.
No, you have to be very active with him and get a fast blink dagger or something, and then continuously get the kills going and make sure that there's nothing for the other team. But once he's level 6, he is it's fairly easy to avoid that from happening if you're the opponent team. So normally, indeed, not really one of the high-profile ones. The Quantic, I mean, I said that they're going to use some of their bonus time. Well, not just some. They're looking to use every single second. There's your Puck. So that will be Fada's hero to play for today. No surprise.
Yeah.
No surprise at all.
The challenge here for Quantic, why I think fucking Mad dipped into bonus for this is Puck. Puck is more commonly seen as like a 5th pick, but he's also at TI3, at least in the days 1 and 2 of the prelims, he was the most common 5th ban. So if you want Puck, you're in this very awkward spot where you want to take him 5th if possible to guarantee that he's not countered. Whereas if you take him 4th, you know Poseidon have 2 opportunities to try to take counter heroes for this Puck. But you run the risk of him getting banned. And when you have a player like Fata who cops a lot of Puck bans above the average, that's the decision that you have to make.
Well, right now we still have a Queen of Pain and a TA in the pool, both who are pretty decent up against Puck. And both who are pretty, well, Tame and Wild placed them quite a bit, so maybe we're gonna see one of those, but it really depends on which one Poseidon values higher. Which one are they expecting Quantic to ban, depending on which hero they pick up right now. So which one are they least worried about? And since I already just said 2 heroes that can counter the Puck, there's only gonna be 1 more ban, so maybe they're just gonna pick up their carry, and they are indeed
I was
doing
gonna
that.
say that.
Yeah.
Quantic
Force them to ban one, and honestly, you can take either other one. Quantic, I think, will probably... I mean, Nyx Assassin is decent against Queen of Pain for a number of reasons, but I still think probably Queen of Pain eats the ban here.
10 seconds.
Yeah, Queen of Pain, or Templar Assassin. One of the two. Templar Assassin is going to be the one removed. So Queen of Pain indeed still on the pool. And probably picked up by Poseidon. But then again, that's going to be turning into a skill matchup. And to be fair, Fada's Puck is pretty strong. And I think it will be even because, well, actually, you know what the thing is? If both players know that they're very strong with the hero they play, it's going to result in some action because they, of course, want to try and prove that. I want to try and show, like, you know, I'm the better one of this matchup. Skill matchup does that to players. So
yeah,
who knows if that's going to happen. Lifestealer was the last ban for Poseidon. Of course, we know that Quantic still needs a core, a carry there. And we're gonna see what they're gonna go for. Not that many actually left. Which one are you expecting? And actually, they don't have that much time, so if you're gonna guess, you're gonna have to guess fast.
Sorry for...
Too late!
yeah.
Too late! I was, if I was gonna guess, that would not have been my guess. I could have been fairly honest about that one.
Well, Sakshka runs... we've seen him run
Yeah.
on Lone Druid before. It's
We-
actually pretty solid. I think Miguel can play it too. I like the Lone Druid. I do think that it provides a lot of options. Like even Radiance Rush wouldn't be bad. I also like the TA ban. I thought about it a little more. Yeah, Nyx Assassin actually does have good upside against Queen of Pain. B, once you actually see the Gyrocopter and Weaver, the TA's ability to reduce somebody's armor and deal a lot of burst is incredibly frightening, because then Weaver and Gyro can basically just attack them once, and whoever that is, they're dead. So TA was probably a smarter ban than Queen of Pain, all told. That said, I think Poseidon's draft has been very good, and they end up going with Magnus, which is interesting.
I was not
think-
expecting that.
I honestly wasn't either, but it is justifiable in the sense that it gives them some AoE disable, and you can see that Quantic had the opportunity to... They felt that their team fight was maybe a little bit lacking, and that Queen of Pain wouldn't guarantee them enough team fight. This is not a very fun lane for Magnus, but as long as he is tip-top execution, they can make a lot happen with it.
Yeah, and if we're gonna assume that Lone Druid is indeed going for example, for a Radiance, it will take a while for him to get up to farm. And that means that it is going to be possible for Poseidon to try and force those teamfights out very early. They have a Gyrocopter, they have a Song. You can set up for the best teamfight ever, almost, for Poseidon. Of course, I mean, in terms of follow-up damage, there's not that much apart from the Gyrocopter. And helped out by the Riptide, of course. Weaver can solo target someone, solo focus someone down. But that's all going to be assumed 5-on-4, because Quantic will have a Lone Druid that is still farming around that time.
Right.
We'll
I
see
do
how it
think
goes.
the Magnus choice is gutsy. It does give them the opportunity to just win the game at various junctures, and maybe it'll scale a little better than Queen of Pain if you're not confident that Queen of Pain is going to dominate. I mean, Fata is an absolutely excellent player, and Puck is his signature hero. It's possible that Tamai Wild wasn't really that confident that he would win the lane by enough to leverage that into an early win. There's also the fact that Queen of Pain kind of struggles to actually kill Lone Druid as long as he has decent levels. Just because the dude has so much hit points, right?
Yeah.
It's actually pretty hard to bring him down in a couple screams before his team comes and kills you.
Yeah, as we have Poseidon scouting out the dire jungle, trying to chase down a bear. Let's see who's playing what actually, and then we can maybe see some lanes shaping up as well. Because we have got on the side of Quantic, it is the Darkseer that is on the off lane, played by Miguel. So he'll be there. We have in the mid lane, I mean, no surprise, Fada playing his Puck. That means that we're gonna have a safe lane alone Druid. Shocksky will play that one, and he's gonna be supported. He's gonna have fucking Matt there on his Nyx Assassin, and he's gonna have Visage there, played by Mania. And the strong thing I find about this one is that normally, like, Lone Druid can do just fine by himself, so that's gonna free up those supports to just start ganking and maybe making that Magnus life hell in the mid lane.
Very possibly. I do also want to publicly thank Sox for not using the form of the Atnu true form, because I hate that cosmetic.
What?
It's... Are you kidding me? That cosmetic is awful.
You mean the brown bear, basically?
Well, it's like white/gray. It's so weird.
I think you mean yeah. I think a different one. There's also one that makes it more dark. It looks cool.
The dark one's cool. I like that
Yeah.
one. But I hate the white one. Anyway, I'm so sorry for that digression. For Poseidon, it's gonna be Xi, playing under the name Pub as the Weaver. He's joined in this aggressive tri-lane by Sakura, playing as Windex. We can just call him Windex, I guess, because it's not like people really know this player that well. He's on the Bane. Trouble actually for Xi. That was a really excessive dive. He takes basically a salve's worth of damage there.
Yeah.
Medved, JOTM, on the Naga Siren, fills out the tri-lane, and that leaves Tamai Wild in the very unfun anti-puck lane in the mid on Magnus, and, of course, Illidan Stormrage, IS-8210, playing as the Gyrocopter against the Darkseer.
Yeah, that should be a fairly decent lane for him. He will be forced to last it under his tower a little bit, but he should at least not die. And talking about dying, either there's going to be a rotation from supports from Quantic to the mid lane and Magnus dies, otherwise he should not die, and also he cannot kill the Puck. And I think we're going to have most of our time spent here on this top lane. As we already saw, Pub is a fairly squishy Weaver in this one. And he's already down oneself because of that fact. Getting impaled under a tower, I mean, that's just not something that you should be doing, to be fair.
Well-positioned impale, honestly. It was really well-timed.
And we also have got the sentry wards up on Mania already, so they are prepared to take on the Weaver. Should he be caught out again, and this time maybe not under tower lines.
I think that's the reason they're spending so much time up here, is that they actually do think that they can score a couple kills, possibly. The supports. Because Lone Druid isn't likely to die, but this is very likely to turn into a kill or two. Also, Nyx, they did pick Nyx Assassin, who needs those early levels, so they can't spend too much time on successfully roaming. That would be very painful for them.
Yeah, they have to either get a kill or get stacking.
Exactly.
And pulling, even though that's right now being a bit troubled by Poseidon, who is actually able to take a neutral out of that as well, so trying to stop the levels from going on to the supports. In comes another Impale, just forcing them away. I think when Shoxka reaches level 5, and they're giving him the freedom to take the levels on the lane, the supports are not really hanging around too much on Shoxka. When Shoxka reaches level 5, one entangle, like all of the heroes, like Naga Siren, great with an ensnare, and also of course great with a Riptide, but not too tanky. Weaver, not too tanky. Everybody is fairly squishy if they get entangled. Are you still there?
Yep.
Oh, just...
You mentioned Naga Siren, of course it's true of Weaver as well. He's very, very... eating an entangle is one of the least fun things you can do as a Weaver, because even if you're level 6, you really don't want to use your time-lapse for every stray entangle. But if you don't, you run the risk of dying.
Wow!
Oh, what the...
This is not something that should have been happening. Fada dies in the mid lane. Temawild able to skewer him towards the tower. Misplay by Fada is all I can call this. And of course, brilliant by Temawild to anticipate on that, but Puck does not die up against the Magnus unless he makes some mistakes.
I didn't see the kill.
Me neither.
Fada's trying to chase him down, but I don't think he can do it. But it's a huge kill for Temawild. I probably agree that in most cases, Magnus shouldn't be able to kill Puck there. Maybe aggression from Fata? What actually happened?
I didn't see it either. So... Because that's just not a kill like that I'm gonna expect. Not a kill that anybody would expect, because Puck's... The strength about Puck in the mid lane is that he can phase shift. It's hard to gank him because he has also his orb that he can use to get away, and there's just no way that in theory he should be dying, especially not up against the Magnus, who is a mid laner that in theory sits on the mid lane, uses his spells to last hit, as you know, will be just skewering away in the first sign of danger. And
as long as you keep your skewer, there is always that danger. I mean, Magnus is able to maneuver people under his tower for a lot of damage. And either way, I mean, however it happened, the upshot is now he's about half a level ahead. So it's very, very important. We do see Gyro chasing the Dark
wow, nope. I am being distracted by the top lane, because they actually tried to go up on the top lane as well, but Illidan able to chase down the Darkseer and able to get a kill. He's now level 6. With Darkseer, who tried to deny himself to Ancients, not so lucky though, sitting at level 5.
Right, so now that Illidan has, I mean, he's been doing a little bit of work with the homing missile as well, because that of course pressures Darkseer extremely heavily to either leave or commit. Meanwhile in the top lane, Xi dives kind of heavily, but they probably can't catch him. Nice Impale actually.
Yeah, they go for the slow steal, they're gonna try again. Oh, Soul Assumption Medved! One more hit from the bear might actually do the job. Nice Nightmare coming up from Windex though, and Shoxka takes a lot of damage. In comes KSI Xi looking for the kill, gets impaled, walks into the sentry range and gets killed off if he's not careful. Of course he's not level 6, no time lapse, and fucking Matt gets the kill while Shoxka lives to see another day. Now Windex again in trouble. These would be the kills that we would expect. In comes the Impale indeed, and it should be enough to kill him off. Double kill for fucking Mad, and those are the kind of kills that we would expect. But the pressure right now for Quantic to win this top lane heavily is on, because the other two lanes already died once.
Yeah, the fact that they did manage to not win mid as much as they should have, in fact not win it at all. Oh, never mind, I lagged out.
You're still here though. We can hear you.
Well, fascinating. I do like the fact that was a critical kill in the top lane, and Weaver's still stuck at level 3, which is pretty rough. He's going to hit 4.5 off of this creep wave, but he is quite a bit behind. And the good news, of course, is that Illidan's been doing fantastic on the bottom. and you have Tame My Wild winning mid, which is so useful. They're both level 7.
And we have Miguel maybe in a little bit of trouble because in comes the supports. They actually realize, you know what, our trail lane not working out, so we're rotating towards the bottom lane. They know the Darkseer is farming there. They just saw him leave the bottom lane. And they're gonna see if they can catch him out. Of course, there's a Nightmare to set up for things, or an Ensnare, whichever you prefer, is there to stop his surge from going on. And of course, there's a Gyro to deal the damage. For now, they are not able to catch him though. And this is all like Miguel thinking, you know what, I'm just roaming towards the secret shop, or towards the side shop. He is not even suspecting the supports to be here. But he will be safe. In the meantime, mid lane will not be safe. Perhaps Tame My Wild getting ensnared. That goes for an RP. No follow-up though. Now Scours away. Still got sick by the Dream Coil. In comes the Orb. Winnex still there with a Nightmare. Should it be needed? Fucking mad in some trouble. In comes the Impale. No, Nightmare comes first. Another Shockwave in 2 seconds might be enough to take him down. Brings it there as well. And the Shockwave indeed. Tame My Wild gets himself the second kill of the game. At least Fada this time gets himself a Bane.
That's for your impertinence.
As a result, kill. It's not over just yet though, because from the side in comes the rest. Miguel comes in, but also from the side it is Illidan and Medved. In comes in his snare. Rocket Barrage. Miguel will get picked off. And Puck still chasing down Tame My Wild. Is he going to be able to dodge the orb and the hit? It is not possible. Puck with the kill. Fada with the second kill of the game and is chased down, or out of the lane by Bane at least. And we'll be back.
No, that was Fata, really well played. That phase shift during Bane's cast animation for Nightmare, he would have died if he hadn't done that. That was really good. So actually, that's pretty good for Quantic because it gives Puck that on ramp. Even though Darkseer dies again, possibly unnecessarily, just getting the 2 free and clear kills for Puck is probably worth the 2 deaths.
Yeah, I fully agree. And also, of course, with these rotations, with the action going on, maybe Weaver gets himself a little bit of free time, but that's over for now. He still is able to Shukushi away before the silence hits from Fada, who indeed rotated towards this top lane. Fada was sitting on 36-3 in terms of last hits. Of course, he was up against the Magnus that is 41-5 right now, so Tame My Wild actually ahead, and he, of course, got 2 kills towards his name. Both got 2 kills towards him. Actually, both looking even. 2 kills, 1 death, 0 assists. Very greedy players in terms of taking the kills. But, yeah, oh, Nightmare. Miguel. Some trouble. In comes Tame My Wild as well. Medved already here. Skewer towards the hands of the Gyrocopter, where Illidan will gladly take the kill. Killing spree for him right now. He also has no assist. It is 3-0-0. And he actually just gave the first assist to the Magnus, so being a bit of a team player.
They're definitely giving a lot to
they knew that he was gonna come back to the lane. The silence is there, the kill is there as well. No hope for Magnus. Coming back to the lane, finding fucking Mad and Mania waiting for him to take him out.
Yeah, so yeah, even with the early win of the lane, at least Tame My Wild isn't getting a fast blink. So that's very good news for Quantic. The downside is, at this point, the departure of Nyx Assassin and the fact that he hasn't been back to top in a while has given a tremendous amount of space to Weaver, who's equalized the farm in the top lane with Sakshka's Lone Druid. And that's really Quantic's only big farmer, right? Like, Lone Druid's gonna be most of their damage as this game wears on. Whereas Gyro's farming amazingly well. He has all of his Helm of the Dominator, and they've already stacked a 3-stack of Ancients here for him, which he's gonna go clean up right now. And Weaver's doing just fine. And, I mean, Magnus, all they really need is for him to get a blink eventually. So, I do think that Quantic are on pretty shaky ground as far as the bigger goals, even though Fata has gotten the on-ramp that he wants. Like, he's going towards blink.
Yeah, and he is the player that's supposed to be giving or buying more time for Shoxka to farm up his Radiance, of course, if he is indeed going for that, which is still up for debate. But he is the one hero, together with his support, to try and keep Poseidon at bay. And so far, I mean, he has been able to do that, but he's not been able to win as hard as he probably would have wanted to. I mean, he died to First Blood to a Magnus solo mid. That's not something that you should have happen, especially not if there's so much pressure on you to indeed create that space for your carry. He's close, though. He's close, and that's going to be helping out a lot once he actually gets that.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to mention earlier, it's kind of a minor point, but we have a little bit of downtime, was Sakshka did something kind of cool for the Weaver Lone Druid matchup. When he built Phase Boots, but before he had True Form, he actually had the Phase Boots mostly on the Druid, whereas usually people put Phase Boots on the Bear. What he's done after True Form is put Tranks, the typical Tranks on the Druid and the Phase on the Bear. But what the early phase on Lone Druid gives you is you can actually run away from a lot of fights with Weaver, and you can avoid a lot of Shukuchi damage by just dashing back to your tower with the Phase Boots active.
Yeah, by the way, Xi has rotated towards the bottom lane and is starting to farm there now. Means that I think for Gyro we are gonna see him maybe be a bit more aggressive. I mean, he picked up the Helm of the Dominator. It's not really the type of build that you would see if you are indeed gonna be already mingling yourself in fights. But they need to spread the farm out. I mean, there is a Weaver and a Gyrocopter that both would love the farm. And not to mention, there's Tema Wild, who really wants to have the Blink Dagger at some point, one way or another. So, how are they gonna spread the farm? Is Gyrocopter indeed gonna continue jungling from now on, which he just did with his cooldown? It's possible, but not really that ideal.
Well, as long as supports keep stacking the camps, it'll be fine. They will need access to this top lane again at some point,
Yeah.
but right now it's just not super safe. And it's fine for Weaver. I mean, C really wants that Linken's, it looks like. So if you are going Linken's, which is a pretty mid-late game focused build, then it makes sense to give him as safe of a lane as possible. Because as Lone Druid levels, like at this point, it's not nearly as safe for him to go toe-to-toe with Lone Druid, even if it's 1 versus 1 in the top. Because as soon as an Entangle hits, you have to basically gamble your time lapse, and then if another Entangle hits, you just kind of lose the game.
Yeah, we just had the last support hitting level 6. Naga Siren was the last one, so we have Songs, we have Familiars, we have Vendettas. And perhaps on the side of Quantic, that would mean that we're gonna see some more rotations. And indeed, the smoke goes up instantly. And they have the Blink Dagger on the puck for this one as well. And they're gonna try to make it count. They already popped the Vendetta, confident that he will find someone soon. They know that they're on the bottom lane. Of course, Naga, Siren, and Weaver are not making a secret of it, that they are actually there. We have a Song to disengage though, and maybe they didn't see that one quite yet. 3 versus 2 will be
also
our
very
fight.
safe positioning.
Yeah, just hiding, knowing that a lot of his people are missing from the map. And it's daytime,
saw
so
him.
they did see fucking Matt there, so that's gonna be end of the engagement. In comes still the Blink and the Dreamcoat pop! KSI time-lapse himself through the Song. It comes TPs. They want to try and make this happen. Tim Wild looking for a nice Ravage. Can he find one? If only finds one. Cooldown comes down. Miguel definitely going to be going down. Puck tries to orb himself out. He is sitting in the forest. They know where he is though. And they are able to Fiend's Grip him. And can they get him down? Yes, they can. Windex gets the last hit with his Fiend's Grip. 2 kills going the way of Poseidon. And nobody dies on the side of Poseidon at all. And the time lapse, of course, used by C, making sure that he kept safe. And the Song, it's a long cooldown, but worth it.
I mean, they just got completely baited,
Yeah.
honestly. When they saw nobody there and they knew... Again, it's a confidence play, right? We know they know, and we're fine with this, and we're going to dive as 2 on potentially an entire team that has their towers there. I mean, they thought that they could kill Weaver extremely quickly and just get out. It's possible, maybe even, that they thought that it was just Weaver down there and the Naga was going to TP in which case that decision would have been justified. But, because Naga was there, the very, very, very smart Song of the Siren just completely turned the fight, and that's fantastic for Poseidon.
Everybody able to TP in. Of course, there wasn't really 2 men RP, but I mean, it was good enough. They were able to chase down everybody, as Pop is going to be in a lot of trouble. See, gets impaled, walks into range of a sentry. Is it actually a sentry? It's just dust. Just dust. And a nice kill indeed. Very, very important kill as well, because he was, I mean, he had a not so easy early game, but he was starting to catch up, and he was starting to catch up fairly fast actually as well. So
Especially after that fight.
yeah, so they needed a way to shut him down, and they were successful in their ways.
Just gonna stack the third stack of these, 4th stack, sorry, and clear them out. Is he gonna get the stack? He doesn't. That's kind of not what he wanted, but it's okay because he'll still get a ton of farm from this with the DD rune.
Yeah, free farm for that Gyrocopter, who has picked up his Minthrahammer and has almost got enough for his BKB.
Yeah, he's actually does
I'm
have
saying
enough.
he
He
has
has enough for a
now
BKB and a
enough,
TP. Yeah. The cool thing about DD here is that as Gyro this early on, you sometimes need 2 sets of flak, so it's more than 30 seconds just to clear out a stack of Ancients. But with the DD, you do enough damage that you could just kill with 1 flak plus a few more auto attacks.
Yeah, we've got, by the way, what did I just see? Wow, I can't remember what I just saw. Well, then I don't know my point anymore. We do, however, have 1k gold already up on the puck, who's level 11, so let's see how the levels look. We have got level 11 on the puck, and level 11 on the bear as well. As
Yeah,
BKB
the important thing is that... Sorry, go ahead.
But the Gyrocopter is level 13.
Yeah.
2 levels higher.
The big teamfight win definitely helped Gyro because he TP'd in before that was over. However, Sakshka's farming great. I mean, he's so much closer to Radiance now than he was before. He's done nothing during the last 5 minutes but just straight up farm, and it's paying off.
Definitely. We've got the Blink Dagger up on the Magnus as well, though, so I'm thinking Poseidon with the BKB up on Gyro, with the Blink Dagger up on the Mag. they'll probably want to try and make something happen in this one. They'll probably want to try and find a fight before the Radiance is on, because they know it's probably coming soon, because they haven't done anything to try and shut down the lone druid. It's actually Quantic that finds him in the jungle. Nice! 3-man coil, 3-man silence. In comes the Impale, already 2 very low on life. BKB turned on. Gyro looking for a target. T-Mobile chasing down Miguel, who is gonna get picked off by the bug as Bane goes down on the other side of the fight. Flat cannon, maybe forcing Mania away, forcing fucking Mad away. And it looks like we're gonna see the end of the engagement. Another silence, and down goes a Magnus. No RP used in this fight. Quantic able to control them. And control them enough, as we still have Xi getting a double kill in the end, able to at least pick up another support, Visage going down. But that is a very important fight for Quantic, because they would just, they just were able to stop Poseidon from trying to make their big play happen. Trying to make their big RP, Blink RP, and BKB fight happen. Then they forced out the first BKB of Gyrocopter.
Yeah, it was eminently well played by Fata. They're still trying to chase Xi down, trying to lure him into the sentry.
Oh,
They get the stuff.
Yeah,
Nah.
only one though. Blink forward, silence is there. Can they get him? There is no time left. There is a Shikushi, but it doesn't matter. Fata in the end with a kill. Fata, brilliant player in the Radiant Jungle one.
Yeah.
Worth it to chase him down.
That was Fata, what a player, honestly. He stayed on Xi for like a full minute without really a way to kill him, just to annoy him and force him to move in the direction that he wanted him to. And then finally, when the opportunity presented itself, he just executes him. That was a fantastic play from Fata. Speaking of which, have you noticed that Fata's puck wings are autographed by himself?
Did he really do that?
He sure did.
I don't know what I think about that.
Who's the best puck player in all of it? You are. Yes, you are.
Exactly. Oh well. I guess it's fair enough. He is a very decent puck for sure. But I don't know if I would like autograph. I don't. Yeah.
I don't know. I'd autograph all my stuff. Why not?
You only get one autograph for yourself though.
That's true.
I give mine away. It comes in snare. Fucking mad. Might be in some trouble. Nice by Carapace though. Soul Assumption up on Gyro. Was forced to turn on his BKB. The Golden already killed off the Nyx, making the skewer for nothing from the Magnus, and Mania hiding behind his tier 1. Even though his tier 1 probably won't be standing for that much longer. But look at Poseidon. The previous fight made them kind of scared. They don't know where the puck is. He's in the base, so you know he's not top. He's got 3 TPs though. He can be there in a heartbeat, but they just don't want to commit because they don't know where everybody is.
And they're, by the way, they've fallen so far behind on towers, right? Like they're 3 towers behind.
Yeah.
Quantic has all their towers up, and it's not going so badly for Poseidon. I mean, the fact is they have a Magnus, which is always capable of randomly winning games. They have a Gyrocopter who's 5-0-2, BKB, Helm of the Dominator, plus... Oh, I totally missed that catch on Weaver again, but they just use it's the Darkseid combo again. Dream Coil, into Vacuum, into Waiting Rift.
And with the Sentry
The Waiting
standing there
Rift
as well.
silences are amazing on Weaver, is the thing.
Sentry will get killed off, but a nice pickup once again. Quantic just having the control there. They weren't that much in favor for the early start of the game, but they're catching up fast, and that lone druid has not even been mingling into fights, and they're already 2k ahead. And by the way, most of the gold difference is actually in the Gyrocopter, who's still very far ahead in terms of net worth. The question is, can he outcarry a lone druid with a Radiance? Does he have enough? I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on Tema Wild to get those RPs to be properly done.
Definitely. I agree completely. And the power of Quantic to randomly find someone and just blow them up is increasing tremendously. All Nyx Assassin needs is 200 more gold for Blink Dagger. And I actually think Blink Dagger could make an absolutely enormous difference. Put a gem on that Nyx or something, and it's no longer safe for Weaver to be anywhere at any point.
Blink, Impale, and Pub is Pub. I want to call him Pub because he's called Pub, but see, he's basically dead. There's so much to hold him in control for Quantic. I mean, they can silence him, they can stun him, they can drag him back with a vacuum.
And he still needs 1200 for Lincoln's.
And he started out, or he was doing so well before he got picked off on that bottom lane earlier on. Or mid lane, actually. No, bottom
Radiance
lane.
done.
I mean mid lane. And there's your Blink Dagger.
Not the fastest Radiance, but he didn't rush it. He went phased Tranquils, and he had an aggressive try against him early.
Yeah, in the meantime, they go for Weaver again. Dream Curl there, and again, I mean... Just getting picked up, he just doesn't have a way of surviving that amount of damage. It's just not possible. Blink and Silence, Blink and Impale, he just can't get away. In the meantime, it looks like Poseidon tries to make something possible, but fucking mad. Using his Blink, gets an Impale going on Magnus, and that should get Miguel and himself out of there.
part of the reason Weaver was such a dominant presence at TI3 is that Puck got 5th banned a ton, and other heroes with silences weren't used that heavily. Particularly Doom, I thought, could have been used a lot more against Weaver, but nonetheless, you can just see the pain of playing a Weaver against somebody who's just going to jump on top of you and silence you. And it's also the difficulty of going Lincolns in this situation. BKB would be much more capable of stopping what they're throwing on him.
Yeah, maybe we're finally gonna see a first tower going down. Quantic's tier 1 on the bottom lane is under siege. Fleck out
Thoughts of Dagon.
Oh, I mean, he does that a lot, actually, to be fair.
Dire's
But he does that normally when he is maybe a little bit more ahead than what he is now. But it depends on how he feels in the game, I guess. How far does he feel like he is ahead? And can he get some more kills with it? I mean, we already discussed, everybody on Poseidon is fairly squishy apart from Magnus and the Gyro.
I actually think it's kind of a cool choice, because yeah, look at how fast he misses the orb, but still.
And that's going to be allowing XC to walk. Oh, but he has to be, like... He has to be so careful right now. Luckily, the Lincolns will be blocked by, or will be blocking the Dagon. But there's so many stuff that blocks the Lincolns. Good luck with that.
Yeah, eating Dagon is not, like, it's not that great of a position either. The thing about the Dagon is, yeah, Weaver has extremely low expected... Oh my god.
He tries again. This time he gets him. Dagon with the last hit. And Fada, Robocop, gets himself out with the extra sack of gold.
Now... And they're going to take Rush off this too. The thing about this is it absolutely forces Weaver to go Lincolns and BKB. Which sometimes is a good build, but it means that he will have no damage this game. Period. Straight up. No damage.
He has to get all his damage from the Gyrocopter. There's just no other way. Gyrocopter is doing quite nice amounts of damage though after his BKB. He's starting to build up towards the butterfly. He got himself the Eagle Song already.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they can actually do enough, if they can actually have enough time, because Quantic is starting to seem to be on a bit of a roll here. We've got the Aegis, of course, soon in the hands of Shoxka possibly, and we've got a Dagon now level 2, and Quantic is just getting ahead and ahead and ahead. And now in the mid lane we have Tema Well trying to get himself back, but well, uses RP to get there. Maybe able to kill a fucking Mad. In comes Miguel, nice vacuum, but the blink away was already there. It will keep Max safe, but it does mean that there is no way. Nice Impale, Soul Assumption, Windex not just done. Bracep will still kill off Miguel.
This is too much of a dive, actually, but it's okay. They are going to lose 2 to C. That means he finishes his Lincolns right now.
Yeah, we are having also a tower picked up, which is a big
Oh my
deal.
god.
Ooh.
So sick.
Familiar disables. See, not done just yet. Maybe Mania will still go down. Spike careful.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, the plays! The plays! So fucking mad. Saving a teammate twice in a row with barely any HPs left. And TP out now from the Visage. That's gonna be very sad for XC. Oh, Airman in some trouble there. Gets entangled, gets killed off. Puck helping out, no surprise there. But he leaves Shoxka for the last hit. The
What
Dagon,
a calamity for Poseidon, losing Airman and not being able to get those kills by XC. Not that XC played badly, but that Impale from here with no HP up through the trees onto Weaver. And then the second one was fine, that was pretty normal. But the spiked Carapace and run into where you think he's going to Shikuchi, that was... those are some of the most excellent Nyx plays I've seen in a really long time. That was really high level.
That was really pretty to watch. And I mean, that's also gonna be very annoying for Poseidon. Just like the little things matter so much right now for Poseidon, because they need to have those little mistakes by Quantic to just get them some pickoffs, some kills. I mean, even if it's just supports, it doesn't matter. They need some kind of way of getting back into this game. And right now, this Nyx assassin, fucking mad, is just preventing him from having it. And they are forced to fight again. In comes an Impale, this time blink away from Tema Well, will mean that he cannot blink forward for an RP for a while, so will not allow Poseidon to fight either. I mean, that's still something that we're waiting for, right? Poseidon to come back with a brilliant RP thrown out by Tema Wild and the damage being done by Illidan, and that's their way to get back into the game, but it's just not allowed by Quantic.
And he has most of a butterfly. It's not like this Gyro is doing poorly. He's doing extremely well even with that one death. It's just Quantic right now have more muscle from more sources. I wonder how far Fata's going to upgrade this Dagon, because I still feel like a Sheepstick now would be really good. Like, okay, you have Dagon 2 and that's great, but I don't know if I'd make it a Dagon 5. But what do I know? Sakshka in a bit of trouble. He does have Aegis, but they might end up spending it, depending.
Yeah.
No, they can't pursue.
No, and they know also that the Quantic is nearby. I mean, fucking Matt being there, he had, of course, also one of the swarms on him. But they knew that if they committed, they might be in for a 5-on-5 fight, and you can't really afford that at this point if you're a Poseidon. If you're fighting here and you lose it, you might lose more than just a fight. In comes a Vendetta, nice Nightmare. In comes a Dream Coil still though. In comes an RP as well, up on 2 with the cooldown there, and Nyx Assassin does end up going down. We still have the Bane dropping as well though. See, looking for a pickup. Miguel pops a mechanism, will end up going down as we have the Gyro getting chased down by Shockscan and Tangle helping out Rocket Barrage, trying to do some damage to Shockscan, but Shockscan just doesn't care. He is too tanky. Puck indeed with the kill steal on the Gyrocopter. With the Dagon, of course, helping out there. Medved running for his life. Needs an Entangle if he's gonna try and, or if Shockscan gonna try and kill him. Never mind, no Entangle needed. Gem picked up as well. Now by the puck as a time lapse. See, running, and he's gonna be safe. Unless...
He's gonna blink dig on him, unquestionably. Oh!
Dodge. Never mind. Ultra kill for Fada. Ultra kill. That's gonna be 3 dead. It was 4 dead because Bane, of course, died at the start of that fight as well. Oh god, is he gonna get another one? He has to survive for 17 seconds. Oh my god, Mistcour! Fiend's Grip though, Windex alive again, and that's gonna be puck feeding. But at least Tame of Wild might still die for familiars? No. Gem picked up again by Poseidon. But in the meantime, I mean, you know, Quantic won that fight. They take a tier 3, they take melee racks, and without Gyro, they know that there's nothing really that can stop them. The Fiend's Grip is on cooldown, the RP is on cooldown, there's no Weaver. And maybe they can kill the bear off, but Mechanism will kill him safe. Oh, in comes a Song. Gyro comes back soon as well. Mag, 22 seconds for his RP though, and they can't really hope to do something. In comes, oh, Vacuum inside the Impale, 1 already dead, 2 down now. BKB turned on, they try to make something happen. Eladon throws on his BKB, gets entangled, forces sit around and hope to not die. In comes the Aegis kill, at least that's done. Tame of Wild turns on his BKB, has to run for his life, gets picked off as well. It's already 3 dead again on the side of Poseidon though. 2 down still on the side of Quantic, with only the Visage of course being picked up just there. And Puck, of course, still down from getting killed off earlier. Killed off earlier, but Quantic's still winning the fight.
Yeah, they take a lane, so you're happy to trade an Aegis and a bunch of heroes for winning an entire lane in the game. They can't, of course, continue into the other ones. The tier 2s are up, but fantastic play by Quantic. Fada basically distracting the other team for a really long time to ensure that they were able to Rax, and another set of great plays from fucking Mad on the next Assassin.
Yeah, another level of Dagon picked up by Fada as well. He wants to have level 3.
Sure. I mean, as long as you can pop Lincolns, the closer you get to just one-shotting Weaver when he doesn't have Lincolns up, the better. You're forcing them into this sort of 4 protect 1 position, where Gyro doesn't have the most fun when there's a Lundruid Bear hitting him. Gyro's amazing at clearing out like a bunch of low HP targets. Not as good at killing a bear that has... how much armor does that thing packing?
36?
Yeah, so he's got 36 on the Lone Druid, and then of course he gives 5 additional armor to the bear that can also entangle the Gyro. Gyro loves to be able to sort of kite around a fight while still delivering a bunch of damage, and he can't do that with Lone Druid keeping him in place.
We do maybe have the last tier 1 tower picked up. The fortification is used. We might see Quantic trying to use it to get a fight! Vacuum inside of the Impale again! Bane already picked up, and comes Gyrocopter though, turns on his BKB to cooldown, missing everybody. Soul Assumption gets dodged by Xi as well, as now the BKB is run out, and all of a sudden we have a Gyrocopter, the highest farmed hero on the map on the side of Poseidon, on the run. And what started out of a oh, yep. Hello, and bye. That's a gem taken back again. Xi's still in this. But he is able to get himself away. But it's Poseidon that's on the run, and it's actually, I say still in this, but he is indeed caught. They have the gem. He's not going to be able to get away from this one. They know where he is. They have to stop him from TPing out. They are able to do that. Hello, Dagon level 3. That's going to be a double kill for Fada. That's going to be 3 heroes picked up. And all because they tried to take down a tier 1 mid.
Yeah, that's really, really painful.
Oh, but that was a dive, by the way.
Lone Druid? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he was Raxing.
He was trying to Rax.
Force them all to do stuff and then Rax them with the Lone Druid. They're gonna do the Visage right at the Valkyries.
Yeah, I think they can actually do this. Oh, fortification. That will stop them from doing this. In comes a cooldown. BKB's turned on again. Mechanism will keep fucking Mad a little while safe. He should also turn it on Spike Carapace. Gets surged away. Bane, you have to be careful. You already died a couple of times this way.
On the Rax.
Oh, hello, Fada. Blink. Silence. Looking for ways to go. The Rex indeed is trying to heal up, but I don't think Quantic is gonna try and let it go.
Bear is back, so...
Boom! And that's gonna be a Rex down. He's trying to at least force Tame of Wild away. Of course, that Radiance there means that there's not gonna be a Blink RP. And down goes the second lane of Rex. In comes the level 4 of Dagon for Puck. And I think we're gonna see just Quantic, logical proceedings, just going to top lane, taking out a tier 2.
Yeah. I really like that Weaver kill. It was actually kind of funny because Miguel surged fucking mad, but he has no mana to actually impale. He does have enough for Spiked Carapace, but Shukuchi's already over. So he's like, oh, I'm home free. And then Fata just Dagons him in the face.
Yeah, it is. It is very painful. Poseidon right now are the number. Like one thing that's interesting. Of course, Quantic only played 1 game so far in the season, right? So Poseidon is number 1 in StarSeries. They are listed 1. They have played 5 games. I believe they won 4, lost only 1 so far. Quantic has played 1 game, in the game that they lost actually. And it's number 1 versus number 16. And the number 16 is definitely in the lead. 12k gold in the lead and over 12k experience in favor of Quantic as well.
A lot of the teams we've seen in this season of Starladder so far are pretty, a lot of teams are able to beat basically all of each other.
Yeah.
I would say that until we see Navi play, I really haven't seen a team that's like a clear super favorite among any of the other ones. Like, we've seen all sorts of weird upsets or unexpected results already.
We're gonna push for Lone Druid on the top lane as the rest tries to fight her in the mid. BKB's turned on plenty, and everybody of Quantic knowing that he has to get away. Miguel still Fiend's Grip, but gets interrupted. In comes an RP up on 2. Mania and also fucking Mad get picked up. At least that's gonna be 2 down on the side of Quantic. Nice Dream Call still, though. Fada, of course, still trying to make something happen while Lone Druid comes in to play. That's gonna be a sign for Gyrocopter to probably get himself out of here. Magnus already down. Naga Siren picked up as well. We're seeing how Illidan tries to do something to Shuxka, but Shuxka just way too tanky, gets vacuumed in, is now totally outnumbered, and will try to run as Magnus buys back as well as a support Visage, by the way. Triple kill for Fada as he's able to pick up the Weaver, and this Gyrocopter not able to survive in the end, just walking around, not able to do anything, and an ultra kill. Can he make it into a rampage? This Magnus,
Dagon.
yeah, but there we go. Level 5 Dagon off on Fada. It's a rampaging puck. And Quantic.
So who's gonna doubt his self-autograph now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I gotta say, Fata, a tremendous game, and this is my kind of problem with what Poseidon... I feel like with Queen of Pain, maybe they could have put more pressure on Fata. Like, even though Team My Wild won the early laning phase, like, Fata kind of fed him a kill, it doesn't matter because they simply have no answer for this puck,
They
right?
might still kill Lone Druid here, by the way. Oh, hello, Song. No, that's gonna be still Lone Druid dead. In comes the Visage, though, or, yeah, Visage kills off the Bane. And now also Gyrocopter getting shut down, his BKB on cooldown, and another kill going the way of Fada. I think we can kind of call this game a bit over, because right now Poseidon just doesn't have anything to throw at Quantic to make them able to come back into this game.
Yes. This game is definitely over, but honestly, just really well played to Quantic. I do feel that Poseidon almost had a failure of nerve in the drafting phase. It's clear to me, and I think it was clear to you, they wanted to go for a tri-core lineup, and instead they went for this sort of awkward dual-core plus Magnus, where they couldn't guarantee the Weaver to have a good time, because of the... I mean, that's why the Lone Druid pick was good, right? Like, Lone Druid's a very favorable matchup versus Weaver. So, Quantic maneuvered Poseidon into a position where they suddenly became a 4-protect 1 lineup, which is not what they wanted to do by any means. They wanted to run probably Gyro Weaver TA, right?
Yeah.
But the second best option, which was Gyro Weaver Queen of Pain, I still think might have been better than the Magnus thing. The Lone Druid pick really ended up being extremely useful when paired with the fact that Fata just had a monster game on Puck too. And fucking Mad too. Like, honestly, everybody played well, but especially fucking Mad and Fata, like, were huge.
It was insane plays also for that Nyx Assassin. I'm not sure if I'm gonna call him MVP, but definitely making some of the better plays that we've seen in a while in StarSeries, I think.
Does Fata not have a team? Because
he doesn't.
This is like
what?
The best free agent in Europe, IMO.
Well, he's standing in a lot with these boys lately, as he did that on Tuesday as well, of course. So we'll see where he will end up with. Of course, we're gonna have another game in StarSeries next. It will be Dusa versus Rox, and that will be our 4th game of today. We're gonna have 5 games in total. KP will also face Ubos later on, but first it's gonna be Dusa versus Rox case for StarSeries. This is, of course, Season 7. It is Day 7 of StarLadder, and we are watching, of course, 5 games in total. I already said that. 4 games. This was the 3rd game. Awesome. Anyway, let's jump ourselves to the next game. Don't go anywhere.